Namaste. So today I will continue the story of Surya and Sangya and tell you the second part of it. What we saw in the first part was Sangya, the daughter of Vishwakarma, is married to Surya and she has 3 children. And then the sun gets very, very bright and Sangya is no longer able to take this brightness and she leaves for her parents' home. And then when it is time to come back home, uh, instead of coming back, she creates a shadow self of hers, a clone of hers. She clones herself, you could say, and that is Chaya Sanya. Now, Chaya. And Chaya has promises her to take care of the children as her own, as long as Surya doesn't find the difference between her and the real Sangya. And then she has her own children also. And she starts mistreating Manu, Yama, and Yami, the children of Sangya. And Yama, he is this, he believes in justice. He is a very just person. He believes that everything has to be a certain way. You cannot misbehave. You have to do the right thing always. And he cannot stand the way his mother is changing. He sees that his mother is changing and has started mistreating the 3 of them, especially Yami, especially his little sister Yami. He gets so upset that he raises his foot to kick his mother. It's like, Mom, stop doing this. What are you doing? And he raises his foot. When Chaya sees this, she gets so angry. She said, Yama, stop. You're about to kick me, your mother. May your feet rot. May turn into maggots and worms. When all this commotion was going on, Surya has come and he hears Sangya cursing Yama. And he says, Sangya, what's happened to you? How can you do this? How can you curse your own son? Who are you? When Chaya hears this, when Chaya Sangya hears this, she breaks down. She has to tell the truth because Surya has come to know that there is a difference. She says, my maternal instincts made me love my own children more. Now, Surya is just looking at her, his mouth wide open in shock. He says, what? And he starts burning even brighter, angry. And he says, I couldn't even make out the difference between you and my own Sangya. What has happened to me? He turns on Chaya and says, get out, just get out. And Chaya feels really bad and she leaves. And he takes Yama, Yami and Manu to Vishwakarma's house. Now Surya tells everything, what happened. And Vishwakarma says, oh, and well, we need to find out where she is. And Surya says, I'm going to search high and low all over time and find out where she is. Vishwakarma says, wait, let me make it a little easier for you. Let me find out. So he thinks and meditates and figures out what has happened to his daughter. And what Sangya had done is, she had taken the form of a mare, of a white mare, a beautiful, beautiful white mare. And she had gone into the forest and she was meditating as that to get her energy back and praying that Surya's energy gets lower and she can reunite with her family. That was her goal. And he goes. He disguises himself or transforms himself into a horse. Again, a white horse, and he goes to Sangya, the mare. And there he looks at her and he talks with her, and he understands that she really needs him to become less brighter. So now Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, Maheshwara come along with Vishwakarma to Surya and tell him that, "Oh Surya, you are the beginning of time. You are the primordial light. You are the beginning of illumination. You are the Rig Veda. You are the Yajurveda. You are the Samaveda. You are everything that it is. It's from you that knowledge comes forth. You are the most essential thing in the universe. And it is from you that everything is going to grow. You are most essential. So please, for all of us and her, can you please lower your radiance?" And Vivaswan, our Surya, agrees. And he says, "Yes, I think that will be the best thing." So he says, "Oh, Father," he addresses Vishwakarma and says, "Oh, Father, you are the chief architect of all of us. You are our chief architect. Can you please chisel away some of my radiance?" Vishwakarma says, "Sure, why not? Why not?" And he starts tuck, tuck, chiseling away, carving away at the sun. And from one part of his radiance, one part of the radiance of the sun is cut off and becomes Prithvi. Prithvi, the earth that we are on. And then he goes on to chisel a little more. And that, as he's chiseling and a piece falls off, it becomes Akasha. And then he chisels more. And there, up it goes and becomes Swarga, the heavens. So you have the Prithvi, and then all around it you have Akasha, the skies, and the space, and then you have the Swarga, the heavens. And there, a good amount of him has been chiseled out, but he's still very, very, very bright. Vishwakarma takes his hammer and he just hits, and he chisels a half of him off. And what does he make from that? He makes the Sudarshana Chakra for Vishnu and the Trishula for Maheshwara. He makes all the weapons for all the other gods. And he makes the palki for Kubera. And then he looks and he sees, I think my daughter can handle this. Sangya, what do you think? And Sangya looks and says, this is perfect. And Surya looks at himself and says, okay, I can handle this. I'm fine. Then Sangya tells him, oh Surya, Chaya, my shadow, my Chaya. She also loves you a lot. Don't go without her. Forgive her. She did no wrong. She came at my bidding. And so Surya agrees and he says, yeah, it was not her fault. And he puts his hand out for Chaya. So along with Surya, you have daylight, that is Sangya. You have her shadow, Chaya. Like every creature has a shadow, depending upon how the sun moves, or where the sun moves. Their first son is Vaivasvata Manu, because it is the Vaivasvata Manu's Manvantara. What does that mean? So, you see, according to Hindu philosophy, we believe that time is cyclical. the time starts, it begins that the sun shines bright, and then everything is created from there. All the planets and creation, knowledge, everything is created from the sun. And then slowly, as time goes by, as evolution is happening, all the beings the of this universe are created. Everything, the stars, the moon, the sun, the planets, and the creatures in the planets, all that we know on Prithvi, and those that we don't on the other planets, are all created by the sun over time. And then it is time for the sun to die down, at which time it takes a breather. It just becomes dark. And then again, there is that small spark of light which forms the next timing, the next time of creation. So each cycle of this creation is called a Manvantara. And the first Manu means Manushya, human, is Manu. Okay, the first human is Manu. And because this cyclical times sun is Vivaswan, Manu is called Vaivasvata Manu. So Surya creates Vaivasvata Manu along with Sangya, and Yama, the god of death, the god of justice, the god of truth. Now, what has happened to this curse that Chaya has given? That's there. There is a curse. And his feet are rotting. The god of death, Yama, his feet keep rotting. So Surya gives him a rooster. You know that rooster which wakes up in the morning going cock-a-doodle-doo and then sleeps in the evening? That same rooster comes into being then, and every night the rooster eats of all the maggots and worms that are formed near Yama's feet. And thus Yama is able to walk again properly and is taken care of. And this rooster signals morning every day. And Yami, the one who is in charge of all the darkness, and from her tears the river Yamuna has flowed. So we got the river. And Chaya has a daughter, Tapti. So we have the river, second river, Tapti. And we have her son, Shanishwara, who is there to make sure that progress happens, but not too fast. Then we have Savarni Manu. Savarni Manu is also born to Chaya. He will be the next Manu for the next time frame, next cycle of time. And later, the Ashwina Kumaras are also born to Sanya and Surya. Their family is a very happy family. And Vishnu has his weapons, Shiva has his weapons, all the essential gods have home in Swarga. There, the Milky Galaxy is there where Vishnu lives. The mountains are there where Shiva lives. The rivers are flowing. And this home of Vivaswan, Sanya, Chaya, and his children gradually starts looking like the universe that we can recognize. With that, I finished the second story of Surya Katha, that is Surya and Sangya, and how this whole universe came into being. Namaste.